The time is 6:03, and the November 20th, 2025 regular meeting of the Vernon Hills Park Board of Commissioners is called to order. With those present and able, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Beaumont,
Here.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Here.
Commissioner Robbins,
Here.
Vice President Dorhofer,
Here.
President Senti.
Here. Items under the omnibus vote agenda are considered routine and are non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. If a separate vote on any one item is desired, it will be pulled from the omnibus vote agenda and voted on separately. Items on the omnibus vote agenda are A, minutes of the regular board meeting of October 23rd, 2025, B, minutes of the closed session, October 23rd, 2025, C, payables and payroll through November 20th, 2025, in the amount of $546,754.02. May I have a motion to approve the omnibus vote agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beaumont,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Vice President Dorhofer,
Yes.
President Senti.
Yes. Superintendent Mitchell, are there any changes to the financial reports on file for the period ending October 31st, 2025? No changes. Thank you. At this time, the board will hear remarks from the public. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes, and no board response will be given. Are there any remarks not related to our special recognition to be heard? Seeing that there are none, we will move on to our next business. At this time, the board would like to invite Aaron Gold from Spear Financial to deliver the results of the bond sale. Aaron?
Evening, everyone. Make this brief so you can get on to the exciting stuff. Again, my name is Aaron Gold, Independent Municipal Advisor from Spear Financial, here to present the results of the sale of the district's general obligation limited tax park bond series 2025. We held a competitive sale yesterday where we received 6 bids. The low bid was a 2.99% net interest cost bid from the Republic Bank of Chicago, Oak Brook, Illinois. The second place bid was a 3.03% net interest cost bid from Time Bank, Park Ridge, Illinois. These bonds is general obligation limited tax, or your annual rollover bonds. General obligation means that they're paid for by a direct property tax levy, but that they're limited or constrained. The first limit is how much of this type of debt you can have outstanding in total. And then the second limit is how much is the board authorized to levy each year to repay the principal and interest when due. The reason we call these annual rollover bonds is because it's a 1-year issue designed to fill that levying capacity one levy cycle at a time to capture the CPI growth afforded in that levy. So specifically with the structure, we anticipate closing in 2 weeks on December 4th with the final maturity on December 1st of 2026. To fully utilize that levying capacity, we increased the issue size by $15,275 to $1,274,375. Framing this interest rate of 2.99%, that bid is down 59 basis points from last year's rollover bid. At the same time, we saw the 1-year treasury decline by 69 basis points to 3.67%. In total, net proceeds generated through the rollover process increased by $41,995, or 3.45% over the prior year rollover issue. I therefore recommend that the district's general obligation limited tax park bond series 2025 be awarded to the Republic Bank of Chicago, Oak Brook, Illinois, revised price of $1,274,375 at a net interest cost of 2.99%. Spoke a mile a minute. It's been a pleasure working on this issue with Matt and Jessica. If you have any questions at all, I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you for your time.
Yes, go ahead.
I got a question. You know, as you stated, interest rates have come down. Do we have the option of calling any old bonds at the high interest rates that we're paying?
So these are 1-year structures, so they don't have a call feature on them because they're so short.
Some of the other ones,
Some of
though.
the other ones, I have it pulled up right here. You have 2 alternate bonds outstanding, a Series 2023A that's callable in 31, and and a 2016A alternate revenue source bond that was callable in '24. So that option is available to you. The reason why I haven't made a recommendation to move on it is they were sold with 3% coupons in the public market. So there wouldn't really be much savings to be had in the current interest rate environment. It's something we can watch as we move forward. If those were sold with like 4% coupons or 5% coupons, that would be a definite refunding opportunity. Not quite there yet though with the 3% coupons.
Have we done that in any prior years, calling some bonds?
Not that I'm aware of. This 2016A is, the only one with the call feature that's available right now. Outside of refunding it just purely for savings though, having that call feature there gives you the option to restructure, layer in new money. It allows you to work on your rollover bond financing model, which funds those alternate bond payments. So it provides you with additional flexibility as well.
And lower our interest payments.
Yeah,
So-
if the rates allow for it.
Right, right. Okay, so you will follow up on that and,
Absolutely.
great, thank you.
Yeah, not quite there yet, but hopefully a few more rate cuts and a favorable market, and I could be sending over a good refunding analysis to Jessica, so.
Any other questions for Aaron? Okay, thank you for coming.
Certainly. Since I'm not sticking around, early congrats.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you again. In an effort to provide as much possible time for new business, staff reports are on file and will not be read aloud this evening. Finance and HR Superintendent Mitchell, are there any items from your report that you would like to highlight? Are there any questions from the board that you want to ask of Jessica?
I just have just one quick question, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that, now that we're done with the year-end audit, that all the journal entries have been posted to these new financial statements.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Recreation Superintendent Ritter, are there any items from your report that you'd like to highlight? Okay. Any questions for Tom from the board? Okay. Recreation Facility Manager Marinenko, are there any comments from your report you'd like to highlight?
The only one I wanted to point out is that we will be replacing the sound panels in the pool area, so on the walls around the pool, so we'll be replacing those sometime in December.
Excellent. I did note that and was very excited about it. Thank you. Park Superintendent Fleischman, are there any comments from your report you'd like to highlight?
Yes, I mentioned in my report that we are waiting on installation dates for the Carriage Green swings. That has taken place this week, and it should be completed tomorrow.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions for Mark? No? Marketing and Communications Manager Buman, are there any comments from your report you'd like to highlight?
I just wanted to thank the public for the many, probably hundreds of coats that were donated to the Veterans Coat Drive.
Yeah, that's excellent. Any questions for Cheryl? Okay, and Executive Director Laporte, are there any comments from your report you'd like to highlight?
Not from our report, but I do want to just share that we had a e-bike meeting last night with our partner at REI. Police and fire department were also there. We had a nice attendance, and just thank you to President Sensei and Vice President Dorhofer for attending.
It did turn out well, thank you. Any questions for Matt? Okay. There are no commissioner committee reports or communications to be heard. There is no board correspondence to be heard, and there's no unfinished business. So our new business item A is Resolution 0825, a Truth in Taxation Resolution. May I have a motion to adopt Resolution 0825?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Beaumont,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins.
Yes.
Vice President Dorhofer.
Yes.
President Senti.
Yes. New business item B is Resolution 0925, the SRA CLC Accessibility Resolution. We have a motion to adopt Resolution 0925.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Beaumont,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins.
Yes.
Vice President Dorhofer.
Yes.
President Senti.
Yes. New business item C is ordinance 0625, an ordinance providing for the issue of 1 million Yes, $1,274,375 in general obligation limited tax park bonds, Series 2025, for the payment of land condemned or purchased for parks, for the building, maintaining, improving, and protecting of the same, and the existing land and facilities of the district, to provide the revenue source for the payment of certain outstanding bonds of the district, and for the payment of the expenses incident thereto, providing for the levy of a direct annual tax to pay the principal and interest on said bonds, and authorizing the sale of said bonds to the purchaser thereof. May I have a motion to approve ordinance 0625?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Beaumont,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Vice President Dorhoeffer,
Yes.
President Senti.
Yes. New business item D is the Grosse Point Playground Equipment Purchase Recommendation. May I have a motion to approve staff recommendation to purchase a Ninja Course and fitness equipment for the Grosse Point Park renovation project from New Toys/LSI in the amount of $75,835.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Beaumont,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Vice President Dorhoeffer,
Yes.
President Senti.
Yes. New business item E is the Turtle Creek Water Park Shade Canopy Purchase Recommendation. May I have a motion to approve staff recommendation to purchase the shade structure and canopies from Play Illinois/BCI Burke in the amount of $48,960.49.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Beaumont,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Vice President Dorhoeffer,
Yes.
President Senti.
Yes. The final item of business is the recognition of Vice President Dorhoeffer. We are going to start with the IPD recognition. Better take that with me. We have two, the black and the. And so it begins. Dave, we have a certificate of appreciation from the Illinois Association of Park Districts for your 20 years of service as a board member. And we have, coming with that comes with it. Come on up in. We have lots of people talking. Would you like to say something or stay up here, or you're gonna say All right, we're gonna go through several. Just buckle up, Dave. I know you love this. And I'm gonna kick it off. So thank you everyone for coming here tonight. We really appreciate you celebrating. I'm always gonna call you President Dorhoeffer, Dave. But I have some special words for you too. So I think I can read this without glasses. Dave, on the special milestone, completing your 20th year of service on the Vernon Hills Park Board, we want to take the time to pause, to reflect, celebrate, and honor you. The average tenure for elected officials is in the single digits. It is a rare few individuals who volunteer their time, intellect, and energy for decades of service. Board members who make this dedication benefit their community and the organization for which they serve. Their institutional knowledge and passion leaves a lasting impact and extends indefinitely into the future. It all began in April 2025 at the Vernon Hills Board meeting, and it's one I will never forget because we were both sworn into office by Executive Director DeGraff at the Lashen Center boardroom. You having won your first election and me having been appointed to an open seat. I was one of the few Vernon Hills residents that day, Dave, that didn't know you before that evening. However, I quickly realized how much you already knew about our community and how deeply passionate you were about serving our residents. My learning curve was shortened dramatically by your leadership, starting that day and every day since. I recall you offering and making good on walking each and every park together that spring, and we did, learning about how you had experienced the parks and facilities, both as a parent and as a beloved coach. We have a sizable list of individuals who want to speak tonight, so I want to allow all participants in our celebration of Dave. So I'd like to use my remaining time to emphasize what that 20 years has meant to me. Your inspiration, energy, and tireless determination to make the Vernon Hills Park District one of the best agencies in the state was and is so very infectious. You know everyone and you build relationships through hard work and consistent effort. You are never afraid of a challenge. In fact, I am convinced you love the biggest challenges and goals the best. So like David Letterman used to do, I want to share my top 10 favorite milestones with President David Dorhofer. Nothing embarrassing. One is watching you win the IPD Rising Young Star Award as a relatively new commissioner. 2 is having you support me when I left the board in 2009 for Springfield and welcoming me back in 2020. 3 is winning the covetous NRPA Gold Medal Award, including me watching you in the field about 10 different takes with the wind blowing for our first video. And we finally won it, and then you hoisting the award over your head and us being very proud. Jeff, we were all there, Cindy, that was great. Number 4 is receiving the Illinois Distinguished Agency Award multiple times. Number 5 is hiring 2 exceptional executive directors together, the incredible Jeff Bougeroux and the very promising Matt Laporte, and that counts as 2. Moving along, interviewing and identifying 5 amazing commissioners that came on our board via appointment that I did with you, and that was Jim Blue and Bruce Robbins, Janice Geraldo, Aubrey Jacobs, and Nancy Beaumont for appointments. And note there are other amazing commissioners that I just didn't have a chance to be a part of or take credit of, and we'll hear from them later, so Cindy is here as well. Number 8 is opening our new splash pad in 2024 and watching you and Abra stand under the big bucket and be our inaugural group getting water dumped on your heads. Number 9 is attending each and every NRPA and IPRA conference with you together. And 10, one step at a time, year over year, is building one of the healthiest working relationships with our village and our park district and our partners. That is the envy of other communities. So most certainly none of that happened alone, because in my opinion, the Vernon Hills Park District is one of the best park districts in Illinois, and that is due to the many outstanding commissioners and professional staff who have founded and built this district over our 50-plus years. But in summary, Dave, over my collective 10 years serving with you on this board, it has been my privilege. It's my privilege to work with you and learn from you. You inspire me to be my best, and I'm so proud of what we have accomplished over this 20 years. You have made this role more meaningful and definitely more fun. And while I did not know him, I'm sure your father, also a long tenured park commissioner, would definitely be smiling on you tonight. So congratulations.
Thank you.
We didn't orchestrate anything.
We know how much you've given up and supported us, and what an active member of our park district and our community you are, and Sarah and your family, and it's growing. We're so glad you could all be here today. Just for thank you all so much.
And my husband's role he has played, along with all of the commissioners he's worked with over the years.
And so proclamation and say whatever you would like. So welcome.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. This is a proclamation. One of the nice things about being mayor is you get to proclaim things, especially good things like this. This is a proclamation in recognition of David Dorhofer, Vernon Hills Park District, for dedicated service to Vernon Hills and the enrichment of our community. This proclamation is in recognition of the public service of David Dorhofer in the capacity of Park Board Commissioner of the Vernon Hills Park District and for his dedication to our community. David was elected to the Vernon Hills Park Board of Commissioners in 2005 and has served as a commissioner for 20 years, providing visionary leadership, dedicated service, personal integrity, and a lifelong commitment to parks and recreation. During David's tenure, substantial grants were secured, which led to many initiatives to include the acquisition of the Lakeview Fitness Center, the Century Park South property, enhancements at the Turtle Creek Water Park, a new maintenance facility, along with renovations to existing facilities and parks. David has worked to build strong relationships with constituents, peers, and public officials, including partnerships with local organizations, schools, and community groups that resulted in the implementation of many new programs that provided desired services to our community. Through the collaboration and planning, Vernon Hills is known as having some of the most beautiful parks and open spaces for persons to enjoy, along with being the venue for numerous community events that are recognized as some of the best in Lake County. Under David's leadership, the Park District received numerous awards, including being named a 7-time finalist of the National Park and Recreation Association's Gold Medal of Excellence Award, winning the Esteem Award in 2021, and maintaining the district's distinguished accreditation from the Illinois Association of Park Districts since 2006. Now therefore be it resolved that I, President Tom Cook Jr., and the Board of Trustees do hereby express our sincerest appreciation to David Dorhofer for his leadership and collaboration at the Vernon Hills Park District and his dedication and service to Vernon Hills and the enrichment of our community. I sometimes find it strange. People will say, "You guys really work well together." We win awards for working together. That should be the norm, and I know it's not. And it's partially because of the personal relationships with all the board members and that. We serve the same constituents. I've said that many times. And when we work together, it builds a better community. And as somebody who's taught here a lot of years, I see former students, when they get married and start a family, they move back here. And it's because of the schools and the community and our parks and our park district. And on a personal note, I'm proud to call you a friend. Thank you. Somebody that when there is something going on in town, I can get on the phone, text you, whatever, and we'll talk about it and work to do whatever we can for the betterment of the community. So thank you so much for all your service, and I'm looking forward to, 20 years, you're just a youngin'. This is my 33rd year on that board. So I'm looking forward to working with you another 20.
I look forward to it, Tom.
Thank you, Mayor Cook. So I'd like to start with our next most seasoned commissioner, Commissioner Robbins, if you'd like to say anything.
Sure. I have a few words. So I've been a member of this board for 17 years, so almost there, Dave, but I've just been so impressed since day one upon meeting with your leadership of this board and your insights into our community, the amount of people, as Carol mentioned, that you know in this community, the insights that you have on the various issues, and the knowledge of our park district from when we were first incorporated from, many years ago. And I just want to say it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Jacobs, would you like to say something?
I'll never forget, the bucket, when we got dumped on with water, but I'll never forget meeting you for the first time. I knew of you, but meeting you for the first time in Starbucks when I was considering joining the board as an appointed trustee, and I was scared out of my mind to talk to you, because you come in as this kind of like pleasant person, but you don't say very much at all, and I kept talking and talking. I'm like, when is he gonna interject? And so I realized that was kind of your method of teaching, letting us kind of find our own way for those of us that were younger on the board and inexperienced. So I speak for Janice when, and she apologizes, she can't be here tonight, but that we appreciated you guiding us and letting us find our own way, but also giving us support when we stuck our opinions out there, when maybe we weren't so confident of ourselves. So thank you for all you have done and will continue to do.
Thank you, Sweet. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And our newest commissioner, Commissioner Beaumont.
And here I thought I was special, but I have a Starbucks story too. It's kind of in the same vein. I really appreciate the first meeting that we had. You were honest, but yet generous. And it gave me a lot of good expectations of what this board was going to be. And ever since then, the knowledge that you have tried to give to me as we had discussions at NRPA and after or before board meeting, it's just, I'm glad that you've been here for 20 years, and I hope you're here for 20 more.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't know if anyone in the family would like to say something, but you're welcome to if you don't have to, if you'd like to. No?
I think they're good.
Okay.
I think he said enough.
He's all for Grandpa. 20 more years, Grandpa. We have some past commissioners here, and not sure if you guys would like to say anything, but you're very welcome. Please, former Commissioner James Ballou. So glad you could make it.
First of all, your all experiences with your first meeting with him was completely opposite of mine. I had never met Dave. I was called in for an interview for a possibility of being on the board. I had not met, I think, 2 or 3 of the board members at that time. So I was a rookie. Although I had worked here previously and knew a lot about the district. And so the fact that you said he didn't say much, he never stopped talking the entire time for my interview. But I did appreciate that he took a chance and brought me in. And I enjoyed working with Dave for 13 years, so I'm above average.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I moved and then couldn't be a commissioner anymore. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. I enjoyed all the time I spent with all of the commissioners. It's a great district to work for. We accomplished a lot of things over here. I didn't realize that many things. Carol had a big list. But it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed working with Dave tremendously. And always appreciated the fact that he and I basically saw eye to eye most of the time. So it was a good working relationship. And had a great staff to work with. And enjoyed it very much. And couldn't ask for a better guy on the board. So congratulations.
And now I'd like to welcome up former Commissioner Cindy Kessler. We're so glad you're here.
So, sounds like everyone's reliving their first meeting. So I guess Dave and I had worked on an event for the high school, kind of got to know each other, and then all of a sudden he's asked me to be on the board, and I had no idea what I was getting involved in, but it was one of the best experiences I've had. Your leadership and everything that people have said, I don't want to repeat, so I'll sum it up with that you have such great passion for what you do. And not only passion for all the board's things, but when it comes down to looking at playground equipment and testing out slides and swings and shooting baskets and we competed at everything there was, every time we went anywhere. And I just want to let everyone know that I won all of them. And I've enjoyed it very much. So congratulations, Dave. Wonderful.
Old Home Week. It's really nice. And now I'd like to call up from District 128, Justin Cooper and Brian McDonald. Or did you want to go? Whatever you'd like to do. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much for the invitation. I've only known David about 6 months, and I can't remember the first time we met, so I must have not been as exciting. But the thing I would love to, the thing I would love to just point out is the thing I've heard a couple times throughout the night is just your willingness to always do what's best for the community. I think, as a couple of people stated also, a strong partnership between the school district and the parks department and the park district and the mayor's office and everyone. It's what makes the community great, and you've always pushed that in the time that I've known you, and I'm gonna guess Brian's gonna echo a lot of those things over the last 18 years, so I am looking forward to continuing to work with you in many, many different capacities.
I also don't remember my first meeting with Dave, but I do know our family socialized together now, and that's been probably the best part of this relationship, which is really awesome because I think it started with Project Turf.
Yep.
And where the park district and the village all worked together to put turf in the stadium, which was a great deal for this community. And as Tom mentioned, and I know I was saying this to Justin when he was interested in coming to Vernon Hills High School, the relationship between the high school, the park district, the village, the cooperation, everybody willing to help each other out, bending over backwards to help is unusual. Because I know that when I talk to my colleagues in the athletic directing business, when they say, oh, I gotta meet with the park district, it's like, oh, it's awful. Or I gotta meet with the village, oh, that's awful. And it's like, well, that's terrible, because when I get to meet with the village, it's seeing friends and people who are going to help. And Dave embodies that as a commissioner, and I also know him more closely as a softball coach. And I know he puts his heart and soul into that, and that has been great for the kids of Vernon Hills High School. So thank you for everything, David.
Jim, would you like to speak? Former trustee Jim Schultz, good friend. I didn't know you were coming tonight, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I'm Jim Schultz. I was a trustee for 16 years. I knew when it was time to get out. We ran, we were both elected in 2005. We were both out. I remember we chased a lot of votes in Grosse Pointe Village.
We did.
Handing out flyers a long time ago. 16 years was enough as a village trustee, and congratulations on your 20 years. The other constituency that I'm kind of representing tonight is the American Legion. To that end, we have a certificate of appreciation in recognition and sincere appreciation and support given to the American Legion Vernon Post 1247, not only in his role with Vernon Hills Park District, but in his role in youth and high school sports. We present this certificate of appreciation this 20th day of November 2025. Good luck to you and continued good health, and enjoy your continued work here.
Thank you, Jim. Scott, you good? I'm good. Okay, just wanted to check. Okay, so our final speaker tonight is our former executive director, Jeff Bougereau. We're glad you're here, Jeff. Just wait. Jeff wanted to go last.
Motion to adjourn?
Dave, this is only the second time I've been in a suit and tie since earlier this year I had to wear one because my son got married. But I also, Amy saved my name tag, so I got.
There you go.
Still fits.
Okay, Dave, 15 years together. Remember when I was first, appointed as the executive director back in 2009, and I took some time to meet with all the commissioners individually, and I asked them, what do you see? What do you want to see happen with the Park District? And, I'm gonna just kind of paraphrase this, but you said that, I just want to make Vernon Hills Park District great again, and I was so close to getting you a red hat. That simple thing, but it was like you were that way. You just wanted to make the district great again, and those were your common words throughout the theme of what you always kind of exemplified as a president of our board. And I was talking to Jim Ballou before the meeting, and I know when I first started, Jim was our president, that Dave had preceded, and so I know during my time, Dave, you were president at least 12 of the 15 years I was here, and probably, even before I started. And so when you do the math on that, and how many public meetings that, board meetings and all the other committee meetings and all the public official meetings that you had to lead, it's probably somewhere near 300. And that's a lot of time. And for those of you in this room that don't know, these members of the park board do not receive compensation, and they serve 6-year terms. So it's a huge commitment, Jim and Cindy and all of you here, that were part of at least the tenure when I was here. And Dave was one of those guys that it was very, very common for him and I, when he was president, that sometimes we would talk every day, but multiple times throughout the week. I remember a period when we were in the process of acquiring the YMCA, and it started, we were at a conference in Las Vegas.
Los Angeles, Anaheim.
Sorry. And we got on the phone with our attorney, we were on the phone with some of the village, representation, and it was October 1st. And from October 1st until we closed on that, on December 31st, we talked every day. 90 some days straight, Dave and I talked, and many times for many hours. And it was always the one thing I remember about Dave is times, and maybe he does this with some of you, is when I'd call him or he'd call me, he'd always say, "Morning, Jeff. Good afternoon, Jeff. Good evening, Jeff. How are you doing?" It was never, "Hey, what's up?" It was always very, very personal and professional. And sorry if I'm taking you away from your family. It's 10:30 on a Saturday night, but we got to talk about something. Or, "Hey, is Deer Path 2, can you get that field ready?" He's calling me at noon and he wants to practice at 3, And so that's what Brian knows about that.
Yes, he does.
And so those were to me, they're just great memories, to have somebody that I could always count on, and talk about somebody that just supported staff, like to an extreme. Dave is exceptional at that. I never had to, battle or fight on any kind of issue we had that was relative to staff issues. He knew his role, and many of you on the board knew that. You just let me lead and do my thing, and that was so important, I think, in terms of just advancing the district and doing the things we wanted to do. I remember, Dave, one of the first things we did, and I think, Jim, you were really involved with this too, was when I first came and took a tour of the district, and we were at the old park maintenance facility on Phillip Road, and I walk in, and we had two female full-time park staff, and we had one restroom for males only. And so our female staff
most of the time, had to get in their vehicles and go over to the police station to use the bathroom. That was insane. I can't believe someone's home. So that was one of the first things we did was, let's talk about how we can, and plus we had all of our equipment, all of our vehicles was stored outside. And so we worked for 2 years, and then the village was kind enough, the property that we have over, off in the far north end of Century Park, that we were able to construct and build just a state-of-the-art maintenance facility. So that was fantastic. And so Carol alluded to a lot of the different things we did with redoing this facility, doing the Lakeview again, doing things at Turtle Creek. But another one was there are two more that I think are really indicative is the IGA we did with School District 73 on them when they were they were trying to solicit and secure an independent kindergarten facility. And the area south of the Aquatic Center came up that we were interested in, but to donate this land just to the north of Sullivan Center and work a building that we could share space and then to lock in just our before and after school program was really a key driver for the district from a financial standpoint as well. And then the skate park. I think there's a lot of things had to happen with the skate park because the village was concerned about extra traffic coming through on Aspen, and so they worked with us. The School District 73 worked with us, and it was just a great team effort to build that skate park. That I don't know how many years it's been now, probably 7 or 8 years that thing's been open, and it's used all the time. And I still go around and I live in Arlington Heights. And they just built a new skate park, and it's like a mirror of ours.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's kind of interesting that the design now that you saw of old days where they were all flat and just heavy ramps and everything's got these now curvatures and just kind of really nicely manicured with concrete. So the other thing too, Dave, is just, you just have this great ability to lead an organization, to lead a board, you talk about with elected officials, with just having that passion that Cindy mentioned, your spirit of cooperation for the community. Again, just your staff support in this was just unbelievable. And just your tireless commitment to just making this agency a better agency was just unwavering. So I'm really proud of your tenure, Dave, and 20 years. And I know you got a handful more before your term is up, and who knows what's going to happen. But just know I'm going to be your cheerleader all the way, and I appreciate you working with you as administrator, board president, but now just calling you my friend. Thank
you. So we have a couple of things before we officially adjourn the meeting, but we're going to stick around and celebrate Dave, so I hope those that you can will stay with us. I'd also like to invite, if we can, I think it would be fun to do a group picture if we can do that, so I hope you'll stay for that if you're able to, but thank you everyone for coming tonight, so I'm just going to wrap this part up. Do we have any commissioner comments for the evening? Nope. I think we made them all. I don't have any. Having addressed all, Oh, sorry. Oh, what was I even thinking? Okay, I'm sorry. We do have some commissioner comments. Turning it over to you, Dave.
I'm not usually struggling for words, but I am right now. Thank you. Thank you all. I can't thank you enough for being an important part of my life to make me want to do this for 20 years. To my family, Joyce, Sarah, Chris and Ryan now. Yeah. You guys have been there for every step of the way, and I thank you and I love you all. To the village, you're our partners. And I can honestly say 20 years ago, it wasn't that way. But through your efforts, through your hard work, through your generosity, through the Park District's generosity and hard work, this is one hell of a town to live in. And I thank you for that. To the school district, we couldn't do it without you. We rely on you guys, you rely on us. It's what makes this village, what makes this community great to live in. It was mentioned several times about, you talk to other people, I talk to vendors all the time, and they always ask us, how do you guys do this? I mean, every other town we go to has silos. And as Brian alluded to, they don't like to talk to each other. And for us, it's natural. It's, to the mayor's point, we serve one constituency, and we all seem to get that here. So thank you all very much. To my former board members, Executive Director Fusheru, former Executive Director Fusheru, I love you guys. Couldn't have done it without you. You guys have provided me so many memories over the years. You've alluded to some. Quite honestly, you haven't even scratched the surface of my memories with you guys. So, to staff, you're the best one around, period. Bar none. I can't think of another district I would rather associate with than this one. And there's a reason why we're world class, and it's because of you. Scotty, my friend, thank you. A lot of years together, a lot of softball dirt. I appreciate it. And to the current board, thank you. Thank you for making this memorable. Thank you for what you do for the community. You make it fun. You make it adventurous. You make it worthwhile. So thank you all very much. And to the public, thank you. Without your support, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you all very much. That's all I got.
I knew you were going to talk. I thought that would be after the meeting, so sorry. That was good.
I want it on the record.
Yes, as it should be. Having addressed all items on the agenda, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Dave?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beaumont? Yes. Commissioner Jacobs? Yes. Commissioner Robbins?
Yes.
Vice President Dorhoeffer?
Yes.
President Senti?
Yes. The time is 6:51 and the regular meeting is now adjourned.